Trying to identify countries by their outlines involves a lot of staring at largely nondescript shapes, desperately latching onto any little feature that might help you distinguish between them. Some shapes do resemble actual objects though, and in this respect, a quiz like this is very reminiscent of the classic ink blot test, which is why I'm going to treat it as one. If you didn't know, an ink blot test, also known as a Rorschach test, is a psychological test in which subjects' perceptions of ink blots are recorded and then analysed using psychological interpretation. As I'm naming the countries, I will also very quickly say what I think they resemble, and at the end, we'll use this data to generate a psychological profile to see what my interpretations reveal about me as a person. So let's get started. We're on to Terra again, and just like last week where I showed you how to customize a quiz, I've had to make my own because I want the added challenge of the extra 50 or so territories. I'm gonna identify the country first and then quickly say what I think it resembles, and if I just can't think of anything immediately, I'll just skip that country. As long as I give an interpretation for most of them, I'm sure we'll have enough data for this very scientific analysis at the end. I'll start the quiz by refreshing the page, and I'm going to do that in 3, 2, 1, refresh. Alright, let's be quick now. Uzbekistan. Looks like a ram ramming into another ram that you can't see. Liechtenstein, a man with big eyebrows. Senegal, X-ray of man eating sausage. Falkland Islands, just looks like modern art, to be honest. And Namibia looks like a butterfly net. Mexico looks like someone tried to draw Italy and failed. Saint Pierre and Miquelon looks like a head suspended in some kind of gooey, stringy substance. Togo looks like two people standing on top of each other inside a coat, like in Snow White. We have Luxembourg, which looks like a pin with the pinprick. British Virgin Islands looks like someone studying the 3 stages of something. Bangladesh looks like an anatomical description of the circulatory system. Liberia looks like a creature trying to liberate itself by pushing upwards. Lithuania, rhino with a cold, because you can see the snot. Sierra Leone, spinning top. This is Ethiopia, obviously a rhino. Cambodia, hunchback creature walking without a cane. Afghanistan looks like one of those fish spitting water that's currently, spitting water. Yemen, skip. US Virgin Islands, there's clearly 2 eyes and a mouth, looks like an old lady with Botox lips. Zambia looks like Jabba the Hutt being fed. Guam looks like a cocoon. Equatorial Guinea looks like a sad creature who hasn't realized that his offspring is in fact above him. Lebanon looks like a carrot. We have the Faroe Islands, looks like some kind of skeleton. Denmark looks like a man with a cold who just vomited. Mongolia looks like a sentient cloud. Thailand, a man with backpack on prosthetic legs, those blade legs, like Oscar Pistorius. Chile, snake with human head, a charmed snake standing up. Cameroon looks like a rooster. I say rooster instead of cock because I don't want the psychological report to come to any wrong conclusions. We've got Iran, looks like another backpack creature looking up. Saudi Arabia looks like a recliner of some kind. Ivory Coast looks like the massive, pillar of smoke rising after a volcano's erupted. Oman looks like a mag, like an ammunition mag. Nauru looks like a puddle. Uruguay, potato. American Samoa, extremely big-nosed creature trying to eat something. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Sea creature swimming to the surface with offspring following. Latvia. It's some kind of bird, obviously. Panama. Rubber gun. We have Tuvalu, and that's just blood spatter. El Salvador, some kind of sea creature crawling on the ocean floor. Bermuda, that's a fish hook. Turkmenistan. Guy riding a decapitated hippo. Solomon Islands, I mean, that's also just blood spatter, like many of the oceanic countries. Niue, grumpy old man. Kazakhstan, that's a camel head. Estonia, it's just something falling apart. Burundi, ghost. South Korea, a genie that just escaped his bottle. Anguilla, tip of a calligraphy pen. Sri Lanka, that's just a drop of water. Cayman Islands, that's a creepy hand beckoning. Botswana, a horizontal boring rig. Seychelles, skip. Norway looks like a banjo. Myanmar, it's like, skip. Tunisia, a one-toothed child asking for food. British Indian Ocean Territory, just looks like India, I think, but that's probably because of the name. Isle of Man, skip. Suriname, skip. Brunei, that's just a thing. Oh, it's like a perfect piece that just came off something. Qatar, that looks like a fetus. You can see the little arm. Bolivia, it's one of those things where you can see two faces. One to the left, that's sad, and one to the right, that's kind of smug or happy. Aruba, raise the blade. Belize, something growing out of the ground. Finland, I mean, to me, that will always just look like Finland, so I'm just going to say Finland. Monaco, mechanized dinosaur. Palau, that's an anteater flying away, powered by his own flatulence. Uganda, that's a creature looking out of his nest. Dominican Republic, like a mutated Quasimodo creature with an extra arm sticking out of its back. Israel, well, it's that's clearly a child with kwashiorkor. That's borderline offensive. Iceland, a pool of blood that's frozen overnight. Laos, decanter stopper. Montenegro, dinosaur with backpack. Maldives, necklace. Cook Islands. To be fair, this is only the main island. Raro, I can't remember what it's called, but this is only the main island. It looks like a potato that's bleeding. North Macedonia. It looks like when you pour the pancake batter into the pan when there's butter in it. Ecuador, that's just a laughing head. Cape Verde, necklace beads before they've been assembled. Peru is a guy leaning against a wall, trying to look casual but failing. St. Kitts and Nevis is an exclamation mark, clearly. Kenya is also obviously a dog that swallowed a man who's trying to punch his way out because you can see the fist coming out of its head. Martinique is clearly a fetus. Haiti, skip. Burkina Faso looks like a hummingbird. Dominica looks like a cocoon. East Timor looks like a tadpole that's trying to eat something. Grenada, looks like one of those fish that spits water to catch its prey. It's just spat water, yeah. Croatia, dragon. Guatemala is a submarine with an oversized periscope. Australia, again, that's so iconic. That's just Australia. Kosovo looks like a makeup mirror. Ukraine looks like one of those cartoon flying things whose wings are obviously too small to work in real life. Poland looks like... it doesn't look like anything. Skip. Papua New Guinea... skip. Serbia. That's a man walking. Is currently on one leg. Is mid-walk or mid-step. New Zealand is a Dementor sucking in something or sucking all the joy out of it. Bahamas, that just looks like a pile of bones. Zimbabwe looks like a rhino. What the hell is this? It's St. Helena, Ascension, and Tristan da Cunha, but the only thing depicted is actually St. Helena, and it looks like nothing to me. The Gambia looks like a snake with a pelican's head. French Polynesia looks like another tadpole. North Korea, clearly a dinosaur. Canada looks like... it looks like it's actually being constructed, like the thing is... is spitting out the pieces, so it's just constructing Canada as we speak. It's not finished. Azerbaijan, that's an alien. You can see the antenna eyes and it's eating something. Somalia just looks like a big grin. Sao Tome and Principe, small creature escaping larger creature. Slovenia, classic big-bottomed chicken. Jordan looks like a holstered gun. Tajikistan, obvious dragon. Paraguay looks like someone trying to push his face out through fabric, like Voldemort in Harry Potter 1. Bhutan, skip. Northern Mariana Islands looks like a frame-by-frame depiction of someone's transformation. France looks like an arrogant person scoffing, leaning its head back. Nigeria looks like another chicken. Everything looks like chickens to me. We have Iraq. That's a feline with a human head just chilling. Then we have Samoa. It's another tadpole, but it tried to take off so quickly that its head got detached. Then we have Cocos Islands. This one has ape arms, and it's just 2 eyes with ape arms, yeah. Kyrgyzstan is like a creepy live-action Pac-Man. Horrifying. Portugal. I hate the rectangular ones. Skip. Singapore. Oh, you can see those 2 legs. Yeah. That's clearly a running robot that's falling apart as it's running. What is this? Oh, it's a Reunion. It's a dumb man going, huh? Federated States of Micronesia. Stars. Taiwan. Another cocoon. Democratic Republic of the Congo. It looks like 2 legs, but on what? I don't know. Belgium. Clearly a dinosaur with a backpack. Guadeloupe. Some kind of bird craning its neck. Ghana. These nondescript rectangles are killing me. Skip. Guinea-Bissau is just something like disintegrating Thanos style. Italy, everyone knows it's a boot. Pakistan, another dinosaur, clearly. Macau looks like a marionette. Egypt, that is another... everything's a dinosaur, but that's a sad dinosaur, like with its head down like this. South Africa, I don't know what the whole thing is, but the thing at the left is clearly the lid to some kind of bin. Tanzania looks like a rhino... No, a locomotive. Mali looks like a throne. Colombia looks like a yin-yang anteater. Mayotte looks like a It looks like a seahorse, which is funny because that's what it has on its flag as well. Angola looks like a jigsaw puzzle piece. Trinidad and Tobago looks like Elvis with a cartoonishly big chin. Gabon looks like a barbershop chair. Gibraltar looks like some kind of machine thing. The UK, United Kingdom, looks like a pelican's head on a rock. Madagascar looks like... skip. Andorra, angry man yelling. Comoros. Looks like camera accessories spread out on a table. Jersey is just a ravenous creature trying to eat everything. San Marino, another chicken with a small head and big body. Central African Republic, another hummingbird. This one's drinking while hovering. Russia, a creature lying on the ground just with its head over the edge to the waterhole drinking. Mozambique, genie just as it's coming out of its bottle. Kuwait, disgruntled bird. Wait, what is this? New Caledonia. Skip. This is the main island of Kiribati, I believe. And it looks like dental floss. We've got Guyana. Looks like a guy with a huge brain or a turban. Libya. Some kind of a hippo's head. Yeah. Czech Republic. Some kind of marsupial. Mauritius. Skip. We have Sweden. That just looks like Sweden. Sweden will always just look like Sweden, nothing else to me. Benin looks like a Pez dispenser. Venezuela. It looks like one of those handheld radio amplifying signal things that all the people in the Planet Earth documentaries walk around with like this. Hungary. Skip. Honduras vaguely looks like a bazooka. Bahrain. A mechanized seahorse. Saint Lucia. Another cocoon. Pitcairn Islands. We have yet another tadpole. It looks so much like Jamaica. Got Ireland. That's a bird perched on a jagged boulder. Puerto Rico. Skip. Georgia. That's a crawling anteater. South Sudan looks like a rabbit flying on a cloud. Morocco is clearly a meerkat. India. That's a posh lady looking up like this with a big bum about to be bitten by some creature. Lesotho, so nondescript. I'm just going to skip right away. I think to the top left is the main island of Tonga. I don't know what it looks like, skip. French Southern Territories looks like a dinosaur with a big member. Spain, it's Elvis again, but with pouty lips. Rwanda looks like a butterfly that just realized it forgot something. Belarus, just a face with pouty lips. Eswatini looks like a Minecraft villager. I miss typo. Okay. Bulgaria, some kind of creature with a little antenna in the back. Malawi looks like a rift in space-time. Argentina looks like a child with a big head. Chad looks like a Chad. Everyone knows this. The Gaza Strip just looks like a gun. Nicaragua. It's just triangular. Triangle. Then we have Marshall Islands. Just looks like blood spatter. Indonesia. That's too... skip. China, everyone knows this looks like a rooster. Cyprus, swordfish. Wallace and Fortuna. Skip, man. French Guiana. That's a man. Oh, it's like a homeless man leaning on a door, like desperately hoping to get in. So kind of dark, but yeah. This is Norfolk Island. And it just looks like something pooping, to be honest. Armenia is a big-brained tadpole snake thing. Slovakia, that is a bird flying to the right, sniffing down. Bouvet Island looks like a bunch of... You can see the limbs of little kids trying to escape the bag that they've been trapped in. We got Western Sahara, that's a gun. Netherlands, that's a man leaning to the right with his fist up in the air, I guess like fomenting an uprising or something. Barbados looks like a sex toy. Antigua and Barbuda. That's like an obese man on the ground being dive bombed by some creature. Then we have Greece. Looks like someone's like intestines just spilling out. Albania looks like a decanter stopper. Turks and Caicos Islands. Skip. United Arab Emirates. That is a dinosaur plotting something. Antarctica looks like a crazed rhino. Algeria, that's a pregnant lady and the fetus is kicking so hard that you can see the stomach bulge. South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands, but only depicted here is South Georgia. Looks like the vertebral column of some creature. Japan looks like a seahorse. Republic of the Congo looks like an angry shouting man. Malta. Skip. Mauritania. Stairs, like funhouse stairs. Nepal. These, just a rectangular man on his back with a little nose. Sudan. Skip. Ooh, Switzerland looks like a gecko. Bosnia and Herzegovina. That looks like a professor with big eyebrows that's just drilled a little. You can see the drop down there. This is Philippines, aka an overhead view of a guy who was just ran over by a bus, so you can see the intestines everywhere. Brazil. There's clearly a creature with ears and a mouth and a nose. What creature it is, I cannot say. Djibouti, dinosaur head. Malaysia, a man leading his pregnant wife. Eritrea, a snake with a big head. Palestine, toothless hungry man craving a snack. Romania, that's like, I think I've seen this before though, it's like a cartoon fish. Ooh, Svalbard and Jan Mayen. Only Svalbard is depicted because Jan Mayen is very small and far away. But no, I've got nothing. Germany. That's clearly an upper class lady with a feathered hat. Yeah. Guernsey. Some horrible lizard creature. Moldova. Skip. Tokelau. That's that's another Elvis, but without a nose. Like maybe a horribly burnt, burn victim Elvis. Hong Kong. Kind of looks like a big creature and its offspring. Vietnam, another snake being charmed, standing up but with a human head, screaming. Vanuatu, classic Oceania blood spatter. I need to spell this correctly. Okay. Cuba, some kind of water snake that just pooped. Costa Rica, severely disfigured man. Oh, almost done. Jamaica, tadpole with big nose. Montserrat, that's like a coin purse. Guinea. I've got nothing like a shrimp. I don't know. That's too iconic to be anything but the United States. Austria, that's a big-headed snake. Grumpy snake. No, worm, I mean. What the... Ooh, this is Heard Island and McDonald Islands. Well, you can only see Heard Island in the picture. But this is... Ooh, something that's about to undergo mitosis, like the... Yeah. Niger is like a paddle racket. Oh, this is like a disfigured mutant crab hand. Christmas Island. Syria. Oh, that looks like the mouth. Oh, I'm spitting everywhere. Looks like the mouth of the horrifying creature in the Moomins that traumatized me as a kid. It just looks like a crime scene. Turkey. Skip. Oh. Okay, I did it. I don't know why I was so felt so stressed, but I just really didn't want this to take too long. But yeah, okay, so we did it 100%, and I guess we'll just see what the test results say. What will my psychological profile be? So just give me a second, and I'll generate the report. The report has been created, and it's been printed now, so I'm really excited to see what it says. Maybe, you know, maybe it'll say I'm really intelligent and good looking or something. So yeah. Okay, it seems to be finished now, so... Okay. Right, let's read what it says. See if you can you... Okay. The subject is likely a college-educated male in his mid to late 20s. All right, that's flattering. Brought up in a stable family environment. Okay. The subject's repeated anthropomorphization of shapes suggests possible loneliness or a difficulty creating meaningful connections with others, which manifests itself in a strong yearning for praise and validation. This, in conjunction with below-average emotional intelligence, has given rise to a profound inferiority complex. Manifestations of this include a constant need to appear intelligent in front of other people, an inability to refrain from correcting people, and excessive competitiveness even in casual settings. The subject's repeated projections of Elvis onto the national borders lacks precedent in clinical research, but is likely suggestive of deep-seated existential despair and severe sexual dysfunction, possibly due to excessive breastfeeding. Recommendations. It is advisable that the subject be kept away from children until a more comprehensive reevaluation has been performed. He is to be monitored by the relevant authorities. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, the inkblot test is just, everyone knows that it's just, you know. So, anyway, yes. Right, so I've now done, in these 3 first episodes, I've done countries and capitals, which I grouped into one. I've done the flags, and I've done country outlines. And these 3 topics I would consider like the basics. So in order to move forward to get to stage 2 and make things even more difficult, well, what better way than to start subdividing the countries? And therefore, the next episode will be me naming every first level administrative division of Oceania. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure to be notified of when that happens, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.